Joe, what are some of the other issues that you want to tackle if elected for alderman, and some of the things that you'll address while on the campaign trail?
Well, let me briefly just finish this with the airport. Look,
okay.
we're not having 747 big jets coming there. We're having puddle jumpers, basically, smaller jets. And what it means for the Frederictonian is to be able to go to the other hubs very, very cheaply and not have to go on Route 70 or go to Dulles on Route 15.
So you think by development of the airport, you can help stimulate the economy? Is that your angle in terms, because you brought up unemployment, you brought up the
Absolutely.
Okay.
You cannot do anything. If you don't stimulate the economy, you're just going to end up cutting here, cutting there, and cutting there.
Now, who pays for the airport? Is it the general fund or is it the users? Because the airport is
neither.
A user. What do you mean it's neither? Who's going to pay for it?
Barbara Mikulski has already said that there is money in a fund which can be used for this airport, for the tower and for other improvements. It'll cost the city next to nothing. But the money that's going to come back, we can say. You see, the problem is when they're talking about an extended runway, is if you don't have an extended runway, then planes can land, but they can't fill up with fuel and take off. Mm-hmm. So if you make an extended runway, then they can take off, and we got all that money and profit from the fuel.
Yeah, well, from the user, users that are using it. Now, the federal grant you're probably talking about is either an 80-10-10 or a 90-10. So, I mean, usually on those federal grants, the municipalities have to come up with 10%. They usually ask the county to come up with 10%, or vice versa. There
is something like that in the works. I'm actually going to see the manager of the airport on Monday and talk over some of the nitty-gritty details with him of that.
All right, so the airport's a big part of your platform. What else?
What else is parking downtown. Okay. It's a terrible situation. You have parking meter guys who think they're God, insult people and are really bad to them, and they are public servants. They shouldn't be like that. We have a situation where if you go to town, as we all know, everybody in Frederick knows, you go to park in town, after 2 hours, you can't put money in the meter, they'll give you a ticket for parking there.
The bigger thing is a quarter for 15 minutes.
Well, this is Washington, D.C., isn't it?
I don't care. A quarter
Oh, it's
for
not.
15
No,
minutes?
it's Frederick, Maryland.
That's right.
That's right. No, it should not be that
15
price.
15 minutes for a quarter.
The thing with that is this, that you have to rely on the tax dollars, sales tax dollars that you glean from the businesses. The more you can push them up and pump them up, the better. If you charge like that, you give a bad taste in people's mouths. If you give them a fine because they're more than 2 hours there, it's very bad taste in their mouths. And they don't come back, and they recommend their friends not to come back. So therefore, no matter how much you do in PR to bring people to Frederick, you're going to lose them.
All right, so you got the airport, parking, anything else?
Anything else? Well, there's a lot more things I'd like to do, but
when people think of Joe Cohen, what are they going to think of? They're going to think of the airport, parking, and what else?
And what else?
You got what? Well, you got many weeks to campaign.
No, we don't have any weeks to campaign. But I would say, like, for instance, there are things that need doing in the... For instance, there's all this argumentation about the HBC. Now, Hilda Staples set up a group for the reform of the HBC. And all I've been hearing from candidates mostly up to now is how you're going to hit them on the head and change them by changing regulations and things. No, get rid of the old, bring in the new, and let's have new regulations, new ways of doing things. And always remember that these people are not elected citizens. The people who, like the mayor and the aldermen of the elected ones, they should have the final word in these cases, always, and always have done. So I think one of the things I want to see is that we have a new HPC under the guidance of the city, of the alderman and the mayor, and that the people who are invited to join this board should be vetted, very, very, very well vetted, like you would vet a policeman or somebody else. That's the way it's got to be.
All right. You have a website yet?
Got a website coming up. It is www. JoeCohenForAlderman.com.
All right, and if someone needed to get in touch with you, what do you want them to do? Just go to the store or what?
They can reach me on that, or they can...
Your campaign sign there, I see. So
yes.
Sure you want to get some signs out.
Yes, I want to get some signs out. Now, tomorrow, Saturday, I'll be at the store from 2 o'clock sat outside the store from 2 o'clock till 6, greeting people, saying hi, and explaining to them in depth what type of policies, what type of things I think we ought to have in Frederick.
All
so
right.
people are welcome to come there.
What time's that? It's
From 2 o'clock in the afternoon till 6 p.m.
all right. Joe Cohen, Republican candidate for alderman. That wraps up our interviews this week of those that are running for alderman. And we talked to Chris Simpson that was running for mayor. You can go back, and I want to thank Pat for putting all these interviews on the website, WFMD.com. Click the Blaine Young Show on our